Hi everyone, this is Fritz27 here, and welcome back to another episode of our survival let's play. So this is episode 3, and I do have something very special planned for today's episode, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. But first, before we get into this episode, what we did in our previous episode, we designed this beautiful landscape that you can see here leading to our mining outpost. We also created this tunnel leading through this hill, which came out quite nice, and we also connected this path with 2 bridges that we built. And then at the end of the previous episode, I mentioned that I'm going to have to gather a lot of resources. So in between episodes, I got a lot more diorite, also crafted a little bit more polished diorite, also gathered a few other resources as well, and then also a lot of cobblestone that I'm busy smelting down into regular stone and then crafting them into smooth stone bricks as well. So yes, I got a lot more resources, which will definitely help us. Also a lot more diamonds, as well as iron and gold. So it will definitely help us going forward to make sure that we will be able to get going. So yes, let's see what we did in between episodes, and then we'll get right into today's episode. So also in between episodes, I created a little bit of an AFK fishing spot in this last house at the end of this road in the village. So yeah, just a basic AFK fish farm, just to get a little bit of enchanted books. So if I go down here where I store the books, you'll see I have a little bit of enchanted books that will definitely help me in gearing up. And then also I got a few mending books as well, and then a lot of books that I'll be able to put on my tools as well as on my armor when I get to diamond armor. So this is just to help a little bit. I know that in 1.16 AFK fishing won't be a thing anymore, so while I still can, I'll definitely try to get a few more enchanted books. It will just help me to progress a little bit more and a little bit faster, for me to be able to get some content out to you, which is nice and enjoyable. So that's the goal of that at the end of the day. So I think for the next step, let's get into the starter house. I'll show you a little bit of what I've designed in the creative testing world that I do have, and then after that we'll get back onto the survival world and we'll start to plan it out over here. I'm here in my creative testing world. As you can see, I can fly around in creative mode, and then behind me you'll see the starter house that I came up with. So this is from the design from BdoubleO. He made a tutorial on his starter house on the Hermitcraft server. So I'll put a link down in the description for his tutorial video. It's a really nice video. It really shows you how he did it, and from that I've been able to get to this house over here. There's still a lot more that I want to do, some landscaping and some extensions to the house on the outside, but for a general layout of the house, this is what I would like it to look at. So let's get into a little bit more detail. So as you can see, the spruce that I talked about is mainly going to go on the walls, as well as the stone for the stone bricks, and then the diorite for the roof. And then also you'll see the chimney that I do have is in bricks, so I'll definitely gather some clay for that as well. And then the blue wool blocks that you'll see, that is just some markers for me to count the number of blocks when I want to recreate it in the survival world, to count how many blocks I need to place. You'll see this tower that I do have here. It's just something a little bit of extra, and then I'll do some variations, additional variations when we get to the survival build. But this is just for me to get a general idea of what I want to do for this build. So yeah, thank you very much BdoubleO for this wonderful tutorial that you put out. It really helped me a lot. It's the first time that I created a build in a creative testing world before I recreated in the survival world. But I think this came out really nice, and I'm very excited to see how it looks in my survival let's play world. So let's go back to the survival world and we'll start to place the foundations for this amazing build. I've just laid down the basic foundation for our starter house that we've just seen in our creative testing world. So this is just the first level. As you can see, the outline, the tower over there, and then also the side part over there, and then the main part of the building on this side. So yes, this is the basic part, the first level. So let's get into building for a little bit, and then I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try to get a time lapse going. So if everything goes to plan, I'm going to work with the replay mod for the first time as well. So if everything goes to plan, then what you'll hear next is some music playing, and then we'll get into the time lapse. So yeah, let's get the time lapse rolling. I do hope that you all enjoyed that time lapse that I put together of building our starter house. As you can see here, we do have the main structure up and looking quite nice, and I've made a few changes to the one that I showed you in the creative testing world. Let's look at the interior at the moment. You'll see there's a cobblestone floor, and then the whole building, as you can see. So we'll definitely put in upstairs area with a stairs leading up to that, and then on the inside we'll definitely put up some walls, some dividers, just to divide it into rooms as well. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I also want to do some exterior work to the building. We still have to do the chimney, and then there's small parts of the exterior that I still want to do, some mixing up of the stone bricks as well as the spruce wood, and then at the end, I'll definitely want to try to do some landscaping and some terraforming and some gardening, just to spice it up a little bit here on the outside so that it looks quite nice, our starter area. So let me get to that, to the chimney and to some of the exteriors, and as soon as I'm done with that, I'll show you a little bit more, and then we'll get to the interior and the landscaping just after that. So I've built the chimney, and I think it came out quite nice. As you can see, the smokestack coming out of it there at the top. I've also used a little bit of walls and a little bit of stairs and slabs just to mix it up and to give it a little bit of variation as well. And I think it came out quite nice at the end, and it stands out if you look from the other side as well. I've also built a little bit of outside area here. We can store some of our items. I'll definitely add some items as we go along, but here's some storage that we can use later on. I've also made a little bit of entrance here. We can dig down to a basement area, so I think this came out quite nice. And then I also just extended this entrance. We've built the whole starter house up one block just to give it a little bit of height, a little bit of variation. So yeah, and then I've also textured the wall, as you can see here. I've only done it on the front side as of yet, introducing some other blocks, and then the stripped spruce logs for the spruce part as well. So I think it came out quite nice. Definitely going to add a lot more structures to the starter house as we go along, but for now I'm going to continue with this. As you can see, this wall isn't there isn't any variations at this moment, but I'll definitely come to adding that as well. So for now, I think I'll continue with that, and then I'll do a little bit more terraforming. As you can see here, I've extended this side a little bit, and then also added this part underneath this canopy that we do have here. So I'll get to some more terraforming, some more building, adding to the starter house. I don't know if we're going to get to the interior of the house today, but we'll see how far we can get, and then yes, we'll go from there. But I'll let you know. I'll come back as soon as I have something to show. So I've done a little bit more on the exterior of the building. So the first thing that I've added is this little bit of a stairway going up to the second level, and I'll definitely try to link that to the tower that we have here on this side, with a nice cobblestone wall on the side with some lanterns providing light. A little bit of a pattern going on here so that we can still see what's behind here. We'll definitely try to fit in something down here. What I've also done is I've added this little bit of ladder going up to the top of the tower, so we'll definitely add something in here on a later stage. So we are here at the top of the tower with some iron bars, just making sure that we don't fall down. But now I can't seem to get down, so as soon as I'm down here, I'll just want to show you. Also, I've added this section over here, just making sure that we have some space to put in some barrels and some chests if we want to store something. So I also added a little bit of a texture variation here with dark oak fences, just making it pop a little bit more. I'll see if I like that. If I do, I'll add it on the other side as well. So yeah, that is a little bit more that I've added to the building. But now for the next step, I think it will involve a little bit of terraforming, making sure that this step up here isn't so steep as it is at the moment. So we'll definitely add some dirt to this space, and then on this side as well, filling in some of the lower spaces, and then also adding some landscaping, some trees, some bushes, some rocks, and then maybe a path leading to our village that we have on that side. So yes, I think maybe it's time for another little bit of a time lapse. So I'll get the music started, and then we get onto this time lapse. So enjoy. I do hope that you all enjoyed that time lapse that I put together of us landscaping the area and making it quite nice with some trees, some custom trees, and then some big oak trees as you can see there, and then also with the birch trees that I stripped down their logs. I think it came out quite nice. And then I also added some rock features here and there, some bushes, this bush here that I also created on my own, and then yes, some rock formations, and then some little detail with this water, and then some things that I planted here as well. And then as you can see, the blue flowers that we have all over the place, I'm going to try to have just the blue flowers. And I also created pathway, so the pathway leading to the picnic area that we do have here. I think this came out quite nice, quite immersion that you can feel here. And then a little bit of a fishing dock, and then with some fishing rods that we do have here. If we want to let steam down, just come down here and fish for a little bit. We'll definitely add to this area later on that side of the the pond, and then also on that side we'll definitely add some buildings and some features, and a little bit later on. As you can see here, the path that we do have here, a little bit of coarse dirt and a little bit of gravel. We'll definitely add a few more things to the overhangs that we do have here to the building, and then also a stairway leading down into the basement that we'll add there as well. So yeah, I think this whole landscaping project came out quite nice, and yeah, that will be that for now. And then as you can see here, we haven't touched the interior of our building as of yet, so we'll definitely get to that as soon as possible. But I'm sure all of you know that the Nether update, the Minecraft 1.16 update, released on June 23rd. So we'll definitely get to the Nether in the next episode. We'll make it a Nether themed episode. And what I have planned is to make a Nether tunnel or a Nether cave here with the Nether portal and everything like that. So we'll definitely get to that in the next episode. So I'll be gathering a few resources and making sure that we can go into the Nether in the next episode. Maybe get to diamond armor first. As you can see, we are still in iron armor. So get to diamond armor, and then also to try to find some netherite, and to also find some of the new blocks that they've added in the Nether. That is all the time that I do have for this week's episode. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I think the starter house and the area around it came out quite nice. Thank you again to BdoubleO for your tutorial that you put out for building the starter house. It really helped me a lot, and I think this came out quite nice. There will definitely be more things that I'll be adding, the interior, and then some of the rooms and all of that, the windows, and definitely adding to that as well. But I think for this episode it came out quite nice with the landscaping that we do have around us as well. So yeah, I'm really happy for this episode, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and also if you like the content over here, please consider subscribing. There will definitely be a lot more of this coming in the future. So yeah, and if you have any comments or any feedback or suggestions, please leave it down in the comment section down below. I'll definitely have a look at them, and it really helps me in seeing what I'm doing and also what you like, and I'll definitely look into that. But yes, that's everything for today. I'll see you next week with another episode of our survival let's play. Have a wonderful day. Bye.